Welcome back to Little Shop of Nerds, everyone. I'm Mike.
I'm Julia.
Today we are going to do a anime movie today, and it's not Studio Ghibli. What's today's hint?
So today's hint is going to be online.
Today we are going to be talking about a movie that came out in, what was it, 2000?
2009?
Ish.
Yeah.
It's called Summer Wars. Now this is pretty much an anime movie about two college kids?
I think they're college. They don't necessarily really specify if they're college or high school.
I thought they were in high school because they were wearing uniforms.
They don't really specify. So we're gonna say that they're either late high school or early college.
Yes, and like I said, it's pretty much it takes place pretty much in Japan, and there's this online digital world called Oz.
Yeah, it's like all over the world.
People are using it pretty much in their daily lives, GPS, medical tracking, pretty much online shopping, pretty much that what we do today. And if you can say it's pretty much like satire for our daily lives.
Yeah, so the creator or the director or something of this movie, we had actually talked about Wolf Children. This is by the same person. You can definitely tell by the art and everything. And for Oz, they really relied heavily on CGI. And this isn't like the crappy early 2000s CGI. This was actually really, really good CGI.
Yes.
But so it starts off with these two kids or these two guys. They're talking about, which one of them is voiced by Todd Haberkorn. Like, this movie is just full of voice actor, anime voice actors who have done anime. So Todd Haberkorn, Chris Sabat is in this one, John Swasey, all of that. And so they're doing their job, and this girl, her name is Natsuki, she shows up and she's like, hey, do either of you want a job? And they're like, well, we've got a job. And she's like, oh. And she's like, all I need is just someone to go out to the countryside with me. And one of the guys, I think, I need to look that up. Anyways, keep going.
She's looking for someone to come to help her. Both of them stand up. Then the right person says he'll do it. Pretty much it shows clips of what people do in Oz in the real world. They make it to the bullet train and they go to the countryside.
His name is Kenji.
Kenji.
And he is a high school math prodigy. Kenji is recruited by his crush Natsuki. So they are going to, she finds out, so he meets up with her, Kenji does, and she's like, oh yeah, it's my great-grandma's 90th birthday, and, they're traveling, and as they're traveling, they keep meeting up with other family members who are also traveling to the birthday party, and they get to, it says here it's in Nagano. So, they get there, they get to the house, and it's a huge mansion. One of those really, one of those just huge Japanese mansions. And he's like, wow. And it's because, their family used to be extremely wealthy. And then he, hurt their grandfather. Basically sounded like that he squandered the money away, and they didn't have much left.
No. But it looks like the whole family was doing pretty well on their own. Was a couple of them were doctor? One was a doctor. Most of them were in. I get what most of them were. What, firefighters, cops, or first responders. I get it. They don't make a lot of money. But
yeah, Natsuki's dad worked at the water plant, and I'm not sure what her mother did. One of the cousins, he was a baseball player for his high school, and it was being televised online or on TV and everything like that. So they get there, and Natsuki basically tells Kenji, "Hey, just follow everything that I tell you," and he's like, "Okay." So they go in and they greet, her grandmother. And she's like, I promise that I brought my boyfriend with me. And Kenji's like, what? And she's like, your boyfriend? She's like, yeah. He's like, actually, he's my fiance. And Kenji's like, what? And then her grandmother is like, are you like sure that you can, protect her with your life? Would you die for her? And he's like, yeah. And so now he has to pretend that he's Natsuki's boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, it's only for a couple days, and then after we go back, I can say that we broke up. And, he's just like, what kind of, got me was, if they're high schoolers, why are they saying that they're engaged?
No.
Like, that part gets me a little bit like,
The dishes are done, man.
what?
I don't know.
So, yeah, so, I think it was late, like, people just start showing up. Later on that night, Kenji gets a text message or an email through Oz, and he's on a little flip phone, so you can definitely tell how, and then it was, Wabaski, he had an old generation iPhone, because, we're talking about 2009 here. So, I wonder how long this movie actually took him to make. Anyways, so he gets this math problem, and he solves it. And then it turns out that the math problem was the password to hacking Oz. And he thought that he solved it. And everybody started to his avatar got taken and started taking over Oz and just disrupting everything. And this is the problem. This kind of shows the issue with having everything online nowadays. Because if one little thing happens, everything's gone. Your bank account is gone. Your, you can't find yourself, can't find a way around unless you know the area very well. You can't look up anything.
Well, I think that's what happens. We rely on technology too much. And I agree, I rely on too much.
I do too.
It is easier, but there's times, say, when we work. Mm-hmm. Nowadays, people do stuff by computer. What jobs we do, we have to handwrite shit.
Mm-hmm.
Check in cars, we write people's names down, and I'm like, and I get it, we have to do it, and it's part of the job, but other half of me is like, why don't we do this digitally?
Yeah, so I don't really have to do that much at my new site, but...
And I'm also thinking, man, I rely on technology too much. Mm-hmm. But I can see why we do, because it is easier.
Yeah, so without, giving away too much of what I do, but at my site, when we have orientation, when we have people come in for orientation, everything, they have to use an iPad to, put in all their information and everything like that. And then we have laptops where people get their badges, get their pictures taken for their badges. And if the printer is down or if the internet is down or anything, we can't do our job.
Yeah.
Well, they can't do their job because I'm normally out on site doing something else. But,
yeah.
But we've had issues like that. And but anyway, so
back to the
yeah. So it turns out that it's an AI
called Love Machine.
Yeah, and it's taking over everything. And because they originally blamed Kenji because that's Kenji's avatar.
But the problem is, he tells them, and hell, even the kid who's playing the game believes him.
Mm-hmm.
And yet the little kid doesn't say, why don't we just hear what he has to say first before you arrest him?
Yeah. So,
I don't understand Japanese law, so I can't say anything.
yeah, Japanese law is really
Tough.
not tough. It's how do I? It's different.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not even gonna really get into it because even I don't really understand it, but it's definitely different to the point where, like, if we have any criminals on death row, they find out that they're gonna, die like a few days before. In Japan, they don't tell you; they just take you.
Pretty much. But either way, he tells the truth that he's not really her boyfriend, and
yeah, her great grandmother doesn't really seem to be.
I think she already knew.
Yeah. So then, Wabasky, which is her uncle, he has shown up.
Like the day before.
Yeah, before this all happened.
And she has like a crush on him.
Yeah, Natsuki seems to have some weird feeling. No, don't even.
Come on.
No.
Just a little.
No.
Please.
No. Don't you even.
Why?
I will kick you out of my apartment.
Fine, party pooper.
In case you guys aren't aware, don't even, Mike. I swear to God, I will beat you. I will beat you with a stick.
You never know, I might like that.
Guys, you see what I deal with? See what I put up with? So, anyways, we find out later that he was the one that made the AI Love Machine because he wanted to, I guess there was something where he stole money from the great grandmother and ran off with it, and he's like, oh no,
no, I think he said she gave it to him.
I don't know, but everybody's saying that he stole it, and
because he said, I created this so I can make the money so I can give it back to you for the money you gave me.
Yeah, I don't know, but anyway, she attacks him with this spear from this old samurai spear because their family, used to, like I said, their family used to be extremely wealthy, and all that. Well, that night, Kenji plays Hanafuda with the great grandmother. And if you guys don't know Hanafuda, it's a card game. I'm not very familiar with the card game, but if I remember correctly, that's how Nintendo got their start back in the early or late 1800s.
Yeah, they started with playing cards, then they went to taxi driving, cab service.
They had love hotels.
now it's video games.
Now it's just video games, yeah. But Nintendo has been around since the late 1800s, and they did start off with making card games.
Yep.
So Hanafuda is one of those card games. I'm not really familiar with it. I know of it, but I don't know how to play it or anything like that. So the grandmother dies. The great grandmother dies. The day before her birthday or something like that. And because people were trying to get over there and they couldn't because of
Love Machine.
Because of Love Machine had taken over Oz and was disrupting everything. So people's GPSs weren't working. The people the first responders couldn't get places because they were constantly getting calls, and it turns out that there were no fires, or they were going and checking on old people because their their bells or whatever kept going off, and they were going and checking on them, and Love Machine was just wreaking havoc.
Yeah, and pretty much, and like I said, the grandmother dies, and the women are just going, trying to get everything ready for like a funeral, and everyone is. But there are some people saying we need to stop it, and I have to say, the people who did not want to help and try to stop it, those were selfish people. And I get it; their parents died and everything, and yet you didn't think about the world could end in a certain amount of hours.
Yeah.
And you keep saying you're this high power family, but yet you don't want to strap your how you pronounce it? Strap up your bootstraps.
I'll pull up your bootstrap.
Pull up your bootstraps, get out and go fucking do something.
Yeah. Like the great grandmother, before she died, she was calling like her old friends and stuff like that. And she was like, hey, like we need to do something about this. And she made so many calls, and like one person that she called, she's like, oh, that's all water under the bridge. You can't, I mean, it doesn't matter that I punched you 50 years ago.
Yeah, and she had like no front teeth.
Yeah. I love the grandmother. She's great.
She reminds me, she's like how she acted, she kind of acted like my grandma Dixie and my grandma Frankie molded into one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like the kind, sweet lady, then also the hard-ass lady, too. And I'm like...
You had a grandmother named Dixie?
Yeah, and my mom was named Dixie.
Okay.
Yes. It sounds white trash.
I wouldn't say that.
Oh, no. My mom's...
It sounds southern.
Well, my mom was from California, but that's not southern.
Yeah, that's west.
But yeah, like I said, my grandmother's name was Dixie. My mom was named Dixie Lee. So every time we got together, if someone called my mom, they had to say Dixie Lee so that they wouldn't get confused.
Yeah. Okay. So, they do arrest Kenji. But they ended up having to take Kenji back because there was no way that they were going to be able to get through.
Yeah, and...
So Kenji starts working on trying to fix Oz.
Yes. And they pretty much... part of the men of the family wants to stop Love Machine, so was it One O's like a computer store, brings in this huge-ass computer. Turns out he was making computers, selling computers to the government or colleges, and he says, "Oh, that store's that's a side business." And I'm like,
yeah, and they had to bring in like huge blocks of ice to
keep it cool because there was no air conditioning. One was a cousin or an uncle brings in a fishing boat, puts it in the koi pond. I guess they needed some power from it. Then one was bringing in a Humvee with satellite dishes on it. He says he works for the self-defense, and Kenji asks, who do you work for in the self-defense? You don't want to know.
Yeah.
And I'm like...
Yeah, so Wabasky and Kenji and the little boy, I can't remember his name, but he is King Kazuma.
Yes.
Or King Cosma. And King Cosma is like the best like martial artist.
Rabbit in Oz.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, so they managed to they're working hard to, get back into Oz. And then the satellite decides that they have okay, so Love Machine focused the satellite to fall on where this family is. And so, like, they're talking about evacuating, and they're like, no, not yet. And he is sitting there, and Kenji is, every time, like, one of those things would come up, like one of the math problems that he had solved before comes up, he goes through and he writes it down real quick, and he solves it. And then another one came up, and then they had like a minute left, and he is sitting there doing it in his head, and he just starts bleeding from the nose, and they managed to get in, and they managed to throw the satellite off course, so it doesn't hit the house, but it does fall like in front of it, and it hits like a hot spring, like a natural hot spring, and it like destroys the house and everything like that. I mean, like not
everything's intact, and everyone's cheering, everyone's there, even part of the town's there. The family reunion's having a good time, and
then they also have the funeral for the great grandmother.
And it ends with the picture of the grandmother smiling, and
Natsuki and Kenji could become an official couple. According to Google, it says a high school math prodigy, Kenji, is recruited by his crush Natsuki to pose as her fiance at her great-grandmother's 90th birthday in Nagano. While there, he inadvertently triggers a rogue AI in the virtual world Oz, which controls much of the world's infrastructure, leading to a digital and real-world crisis that the large, eccentric family must work together to solve. It is. The director is Mamoru Hosoda. He has some of his works are, which we're gonna have to do some of these. Scarlet, which is actually a new one that just came out last year. The Girl Who Leapt Through Time. The Beast, or The Boy and the Beast, Wolf Children, which we have done. Belle, Mirai, and then he has something to do with the Digimon Adventures, but Digimon Adventure something, One Piece, and then Super Flat Monogram. So there are definitely quite a few of his movies that we still need to finish and watch and review. Yep. So, they do have a 5-film bundle on Apple TV. It includes Belle, The Boy and the Beast, Wolf Children, Summer Worlds, and The Girl Who Leapt Through Time. So what I may do, actually, if we do more, as we go through more of these movies, is make a playlist of all of his movies that we've reviewed. I may just go ahead and do that today. Put Wolf Children in there as well as this one. But yeah, so that is Summer Wars. This is actually one of my favorite movies. And I do have it on DVD somewhere. But this definitely is one of my favorites. What do you give it, Mike? Or what do you give it, Mike?
I give it a 10.
I want to see what Rotten Tomatoes has to say about it. Summer Wars. Okay, so critics gave it an 81% in so out of 26 reviews, 81%. 2,500 plus reviews from the audience and gave it an 87. So you can watch it on HBO Max. So the English voice actors that were in this movie are Christopher Sabat, Patrick States, John Swasey, Chuck Huber, Michael Stenternicalas, who does the voice for Kenji, Brianna Palinacia, who plays Natsuki, Todd Haberkorn, and Hitomi Miyauchi. Sorry guys, that was the Japanese voice actors for Natsuki. J. Michael Tatum is in this. Maxie Whitehead, Mike McFarlane. I want to know who voiced Wabisky because his name sounds so familiar. Caitlin Glass was in this one. There is a lot of voice actors that I've noticed. Who played Wabasky? Who did voice for Wabasky? If any of you guys know who voiced Wabasky, let me know, because unless that was Patrick States, I cannot find his. Oh, yep, J. Michael Tatum voiced Wabasky, so I knew his voice sounded familiar and I just couldn't place it. So, anyways, that is Summer Wars. Our next hint for next week is going to be folk tales.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm a little excited to talk about this one as well.
Yeah.
So, like, subscribe, tell us if you liked Summer Wars, and there goes my phone. If you liked it, what do you give it? Do you think we rely too much on technology? And we will talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye.